Oh, honey, let me spill this tea because it is boiling hot. You know Jay-Z, right? The Brooklyn boy who turned himself into a billionaire mogul? The rapper who went from hustling on the streets to building an empire so massive it practically screams power every time he walks into a room? Yeah, that Jay-Z, the one who married Beyoncé and kept that perfect power couple image alive for over 20 years like it was a fairy tale straight out of a glossy magazine. Well, guess what? That whole legacy, that shiny empire might just be dangling by the thinnest thread. And the one pulling at that thread? Oh baby, it's not the media. It's not a rival rapper. It's a man named Rymir Satterthwaite. And let me tell you, his name might not have been on your radar before, but he has been haunting Jay-Z's legal team like a ghost for over a decade. Now don't get it twisted. Rymir is no random clout chaser looking for 15 minutes of fame. This man has spent nearly his entire adult life trying to prove one earth-shattering thing, that Jay-Z is his biological father. And now he has dragged the whole messy affair into federal court. Girl, can you imagine? So let's rewind this clock back to the early 1990s because this story didn't just pop up out of nowhere. According to Rymir, who goes by Ry for short, his late mother Wanda had a brief fling with Jay-Z back in 1992. She was only 15. He, reportedly 22nd. Let that sink in. The fling didn't last, but the consequences? Oh, they lasted all right. Wanda ended up pregnant, and boom, Rymir was born. Years later, Wanda sat her son down, looked him in the eye, and told him the truth. Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z, was his father. At first, Ry didn't know what to do with that information. He had someone raising him already. But the more Wanda repeated the name, the more it stuck in his little head. By the time he was just 8 years old, she wasn't holding back anymore. She was calling Jay-Z by name, and you know what's heartbreaking? For years, they tried to reach out. Not for money. Nope. Rymir has been crystal clear about that from the jump. What he wanted was simple, a paternity test. Just a swab, a quick result, confirmation. That's it. Nothing dramatic. But allegedly, Jay-Z's camp agreed until they realized Wanda had been just 15 when this supposed relationship happened. And oh, honey, that's when the whole story flipped upside down. Suddenly, cooperation was off the table. And according to Ry, Jay-Z's team started pulling away like their lives depended on it. Why? Well, think about it. If it ever came out that Jay-Z had a relationship with a 15-year-old girl, it wouldn't just be scandalous. It could be criminal. And Jay-Z? He wasn't just worried about personal drama. He had a billion-dollar brand to protect. His empire, his reputation, his carefully curated marriage to Beyoncé. Oh, this was bigger than one family secret. It was a bomb waiting to explode. Fast forward to today, and honey, it's 2025, and this mess is still not cleaned up. Ry has filed lawsuit after lawsuit, not just against Jay-Z, but also against what he claims is a corrupt legal system that has protected Jay-Z for years. He's even using the Proc Legal Act, yes, we're talking big-time legal moves here, to expose what he says are systemic failures, fraud, and lies from lawyers who protected Jay-Z like a fortress. And through it all, Jay-Z has not taken a single DNA test, not one, and that's the part that's making everyone whisper. Because seriously, if someone accused you of being their father and you knew you weren't, wouldn't you just take the test and clear your name once and for all? That's exactly what everyone is asking. And Rymir? He insists the reason Jay-Z won't do it is simple, because Jay-Z knows exactly what those test results would reveal. But here's where it gets extra messy. Beyoncé. Oh, Queen Bey. You know she's been aware of Jay-Z's cheating for years. We all remember Lemonade. We all saw that infamous elevator incident with Solange. But a secret child with a teenage girl? That isn't just another cheating scandal. That's the nuclear bomb of betrayals. And word on the street is that Beyoncé is done playing the supportive wife. Multiple insiders say this might be the final straw. And of course, you know who couldn't resist adding his 2 cents? 50 Cent. That man does not hold back. He recently mocked Jay-Z over this whole mess, claiming that their marriage was never really about love. It was a business contract. According to 50, Jay-Z's career skyrocketed once he married Beyoncé. Suddenly, the Grammys started rolling in, and he transformed from a hustler rapper into hip-hop royalty. And 50's laughing now because if this marriage crumbles, so does that image. But Ry? He's not going anywhere. Even after pulling his latest federal lawsuit, he made it loud and clear. It's not over. Oh no, baby, he said he's playing chess, not checkers. And Jay-Z, he might be running out of moves real quick. Now listen, Jay-Z's legal team, they're not just sitting around quietly sipping tea. Oh no, they've come out swinging. They're labeling Rymir's efforts as nothing more than decades-long harassment. Can you imagine? Court filings say his lawsuits have been dismissed repeatedly, and they even claim that Rymir and his godmother Lily, who's also his caretaker, have been ignoring prior court rulings. Basically, Jay-Z's camp is painting this entire saga as a messy attempt to drag his good name through the mud. According to them, this isn't about truth or justice, it's about attention. But here's the the gag. Rymir, he doesn't flinch. He's been hit with accusations, ridicule, character assassinations. You name it. People have called him a liar, a clout chaser, even a scammer. And yet, through all these years, his story hasn't budged an inch. No demand for money, no flashy PR stunts. Just the same steady plea. I want the truth, I want a fair chance in court. That's it. And honestly, that's what makes people lean in closer. Because if Jay-Z really wanted to shut this down, it would only take one simple cheek swab, one afternoon, and boom, story over. But instead, silence. Dodges, legal gymnastics. Baby, the silence is screaming louder than any denial ever could. Things got even spicier when Rymir suddenly pulled back his federal lawsuit. To the outside world, it looked like he was defeated. But just hours later, he hopped on Instagram Live and set the record straight. It's not over, he told his followers. We're playing chess, not checkers. Oh, he wasn't backing down, he was plotting. And you know what? For someone who's been fighting this since 2015, he didn't sound tired at all. He sounded like a man who's just getting started. And here's the kicker. People can't ignore the resemblance. Rye doesn't just share Jay-Z's nose or his eyes. It's the whole vibe. The face structure, the mannerisms, even the way he talks. It's eerie. Some of Jay's former associates have flat out said, that's his son. You can tell. Oskino, a rapper who personally knows Jay, said it without hesitation. And honey, if that's true, then this is way bigger than just a messy paternity suit. This could be a criminal-level scandal. Let's not forget, Wanda, Rymir's mother, was just 15 when she had him. Jay-Z, reportedly 22. If that relationship really happened, it wouldn't just be frowned upon, it could be considered statutory. That's the bombshell Jay's camp does not want detonated. Meanwhile, Beyoncé, poor Beyoncé, according to multiple reports, she's been quietly distancing herself from the chaos. Some say she's had enough. Others claim she's trying to keep it together for the sake of their kids and the empire they've built. But one thing's clear, her brand is under attack. And if there's one thing we know about Queen Bey, it's that she has worked too hard, crafted too flawless of an image to let her husband's skeletons drag her name through the mud. And of course, 50 Cent being 50 Cent had to throw gasoline on the fire. On a podcast, he went for the jugular, saying Jay-Z and Beyoncé's entire marriage was more of a business contract than a fairy tale love story. According to him, Jay's career didn't skyrocket because of talent alone. It was the polished family man image Beyoncé gave him. A reformed king of hip-hop, a businessman, a husband, a father. That image sold records, built empires, and opened doors. But now, that same image is hanging by a thread. And here's what's different this time. The narrative isn't being spoon-fed to us by tabloids or PR spin doctors. Oh no, Rymir is speaking directly to the people. He's on Instagram Live, dropping personal videos, showing raw emotion. He's not polished, he's not rehearsed, he's real. And that authenticity, that's what's resonating. Fans see it, regular folks see it. And suddenly this isn't just a hip-hop drama, it's a human story. A story about a man searching for closure and another man doing everything in his power to avoid it. Because remember, their marriage isn't just about love, it's business. It's branding, it's influence. They are hip-hop royalty, Hollywood royalty, global royalty. But if the truth about a secret child comes out, it doesn't just threaten Jay-Z's legacy, it puts Beyoncé's at risk too. And honey, Beyoncé did not fight her way to the top just to be brought down by her husband's secrets. And here's the wildest part. The internet isn't buying the polished spin anymore. TikTok is flooded with theories. Instagram is buzzing. Podcasts are dissecting timelines, comparing old photos and dragging out interviews from the past. And let me tell you, people are noticing that resemblance. The whispers are turning into shouts. More and more fans are saying, wait a minute, why has this been swept under the rug for so long? Because this isn't a random troll. This is a man who's been telling the same story with the same details for nearly 15 years. And now, he's taking it a step further. Reports say Rymir is even pushing for criminal charges. He's naming names. He's calling out the entire system. He's not just speaking for himself anymore. He's speaking for every kid who's ever been ignored. Every person told they were lying because the truth was inconvenient for someone powerful. And honestly, whether Jay-Z is his father or not, the damage, it's already done. The whispers are out there. The questions are alive. The silence looks guilty. And when the truth finally comes to light, and it always does, the fallout won't just bruise Jay-Z's image. It could obliterate it.